Sanibonani ninjani. I'm back. Sesibuyile. We're going to tell it. I'm here to tell you my story. I'm sure you enjoyed the previous episode where I spoke about my teenage pregnancy, and the story continues from there. There are a lot of things that are mentioned, but I remember that after I fell pregnant, yes, after I fell pregnant, we continued dating. Continued dating with my boyfriend at the time. It was a bittersweet journey. It was a bittersweet journey. There were low moments, there were high moments, but as time went on, I began to see that no, man, there's a lot of negatives. Yeah, there was so much that was happening. Red flags, if you may call them. I would find out that he was cheating on me. I would find random texts from girls. I would find suspicious things all over, that said this guy is not clean, this guy is fully not committed to you. I can't recall everything because it's years ago, but I know that there are things that were just happening, and it led to me one time thinking, girl, are you ready for this life? Is this what you want to settle for? Because clearly this guy is not the one that you dreamed of, because remember, because I was running away from my own baggage, because I didn't want to deal with my own trauma, I felt that if I push it under the rug, if I suppress it somehow, somewhere, it will just disappear. And well, we know that that's just an illusion. So I kept on asking myself, is this the life that you want? Is this the life that you will settle for? And I got courage to finally talk to him. I said, dude, listen, are you in this with me, or what's happening? What is it that is holding you back now for us to settle down and start a proper family where we get married? Because all along we were talking about marriage, but the excuse that he brought up was that once we are financially stable, and at that point when I brought it up, we were somehow okay. We could manage to start our own family. So when I brought that subject, I couldn't really get the answer out of him. He fumbled. I couldn't really understand what he was saying. I could feel the energy that things have changed. Things have changed, and that gave me a cue to say, no, man. And even the cheating, the lies, the things that I found out somehow spoke to me to say, wake up, look at what is happening, smell the coffee. So I sat him down. In fact, I decided by myself, I was like, I'm leaving you. I'm leaving this relationship, and it's not because I don't love you, but it's because of all that is happening. I feel like I'll be robbing myself. So it's time for me to go. So that's when a huge conflict started. We were fighting now. He was hearing none of that. He was telling me, you can't leave me, you're not leaving me. And I was like, watch me. So what happened is that, we broke it off. I left him, and I had stuff, my personal clothing items in his house. And because sometimes he would be violent, and I didn't want those altercations. I would just distance myself. And I said, fine, you can keep those things, because I wanted to maintain peace. So yeah, I was avoiding his texts, his phone calls. He was just harassing me, Yeah, it was just crazy. But one random Friday, I get a phone call from him. He was like, let's make truce. I come in peace, and I don't see a reason why I should keep your things. I must just release them, I must. So the plan was that he would come get me after work, which he did, and we left to his house. When we left to his house, an emergency call came through, and he had to attend something, a family matter, which I knew and understood. So he went. It was around 7 p.m. So now I'm watching TV, expecting him to come through the door. Nobody's coming in until it was 10. Eventually, I decided, let me go and sleep. So when I go to sleep, yeah, he came back after midnight, because that's when I woke up and realized, oh, it's after midnight. I was like, yeah, we're delayed, this and that. Okay, good. So what I'm saying now is that you have to leave in the morning. I was already asleep in my pajamas, so I was like, okay, cool. He'll take me in the morning. I don't have a problem. So we sleep. Just in the morning hours, dawn, he wakes me up and he's like, can you hear voices outside? I was like, really? What voices? And usually I'm the one who hears noises. My ears are very sharp, I was like, I don't hear a thing. What's up? Why don't you go and check it out? Maybe it's your friends, because he has friends who drink. So he goes. When he leaves, he didn't come back for a while, and I thought nothing of it. Instead, came in women, like couple of women, and when they got to the bedroom, uh, it's fun even thinking about it, like picturing what unfolded then. So I was in the bed, right? I was sleeping. They come in, and suddenly I'm awake. I'm at the bed. I'm like, I'm puzzled. What is everyone doing here? And they shout, Vuga sigutegile. Like, what? You know, now I'm confused. What is happening? Because I understand what gutega is. I know exactly what gutega is. I'm like, when did we get here? Is this happening to me? Maybe to bring context, of gutega. Gutega is a Swazi traditional way of getting married. It's a ceremony that takes place from dawn until evening. Yeah, the reason the woman is taken from, okay, what it happens at the boys' parental home, and apparently it symbolizes, the reason why they take you out in dawn is a symbolic of a new life, a beginning of a new life as a married woman. And in Siswati, you are officially married when you are tethered. So back to my story. I get up and I'm like, what is happening? They tell me, Vuga sigutegile, like, wake up. Why, yeah, you're a wife now. you know, I was so furious. I remember I was so angry, like, because I was thinking, how could this guy do this to me? Not when I told him that I'm leaving you because of everything that has been going on. And now he decides that he must just do this. So I was in denial. I fought them. I remember yeah, I remember kicking them, fist and everything, Finally, I was overpowered, and I realized that there's nothing, but I just need to surrender to whatever is going on there. So they took out my pajamas and they dressed me out in what they call sitfaba. It's only worn by married women in the Siswati culture context. So I wore that. They gave me a spear. Yeah, you're not covered. Your upper body is never you're not covered. They took me to the crawl. Yeah, the ceremony took place from that time until evening. And I only got to meet him in the evening. Culturally, that's how it's supposed to be. At the time when we met, I think I was a bit calm. My anger had suppressed a bit. And also, again, I think the aura and the energies around me, because people were there, that people are there to celebrate you, to celebrate the marriage, and marriage is a beautiful thing. I think I just somehow gravitated towards that energy, and part of me made peace, and I was like, okay, surely this could be a good sign. If he took this drastic decision for us to get married like this, then maybe it's a good thing. But to be quite honest, it was an unpleasant surprise for me. Unpleasant because I felt cheated. And because nobody spoke to me, nobody consented, nothing. You know, that part I didn't like, you know, I didn't like. And up to this day, I'm not even sure if I've made peace with it, or I'm just comfortable with, you know, I'll have to check within me the real emotions surrounding that. So, yeah, we get married. That's how I got married. Yeah, there were celebrations. It was all beautiful that day, you know. So, guys, that's how I got married. It was an unpleasant surprise for me, but that's how my journey of being a bride started. You know, I think there were so many victims like me who fell under this trap. And I'm so happy today that I don't know if it's human rights who initiated the amendment, but now I know that in the Constitution, it's changed. Now, if you want to get married through Gutega ceremony, first you ask for consent, and number two, you go via the Indlunkulu, which is called Umpagati, the chiefdom. Those structures should be notified of what you want to do as a as a boy or as a male who wants to get married to this girl. And there are other things that are taken into consideration when it comes to getting married under the Gutega Swazi law and custom. Things like the age, minors, you can never just. And the reason this act was amended, it's because people took advantage of it, exploited it, and there were cases of human trafficking under the pretense of this culture way of getting married. So I think that is why they had to look into it, and there were changes, amendments were made. And honestly speaking, I'm at peace because now I understand that it cannot go on, because for me, I could have challenged it, but the norm was that there's nothing you can do about it. Once it's happened, it's happened. You're a wife, So I am so happy that today there's been changes done surrounding that. Initially, it's a beautiful culture thing. I love it because even the purpose of it was, it was never to harm, it was never to ambush people, it was never to trick anyone, but it was just to unite families and be married the Swazi cultural way. So I'm happy that now we're here today, where you can challenge it to say, no, this is not lawful. These were the terms that I got married under, yeah, that is how I got married.